Greetings and salutation, guys, gals, people, and pals. It's the gentleman, Sir Turtle, and we're back at it again. For those that are new here, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, so that way you can be up to date on all news of video games and stuff that I do. Today, we're diving into a very hot topic in the gaming industry: monetization. It's all over the place. It's a double-edged sword with both benefits and drawbacks. So let's break it down and how it impacts Street Fighter Duels. Now, on one hand, monetization is crucial for the survival and growth of a game. Nowadays, back then that wasn't the case, but now more so, especially in the world of gacha gaming. It provides the revenue that the developers need to maintain servers, create new content, improve the game. Overall, the quality of life of a game becomes better through devs' choices if monetization is successful for the game. And this is true for most games out there nowadays. You will find even in console games, monetizations are still there. Not as drastic as like a gacha game that's free to play, because you know the barrier, the entrance, the barrier to entrance is you're already paying $60-$70 for a console game. Now, without monetization, now this is where it's important because of the distinguish of free-to-play games versus not. Many of our favorite free-to-play games wouldn't exist, and we could go on the long line of like Epic 7, King of Fighters 98. The long list of gachas is there. Type gacha, they wouldn't exist if monetization wasn't a thing. So it's what allows developers to have the game free while still being able to turn a profit. And for the most part, that's what's important and what keeps the game going. Now, but like anything, there are two sides to the coin. Where monetization is important to the business, it can lead problems like addiction, fear of missing out for the player base. So it's up to the developers and the publisher. It's up to them to have a balanced form of monetization. Obviously not in this day and age, that is not a thing. We already are familiar with how many companies like Blizzard, Epic Games, and so on and so forth, they how they handle monetization is very heavy. Battle pass this, that, buy that in the store. Fortnite is another one. Pokemon Unite, like it's everywhere. Where as long as they sell skins, that's what you're looking at. Now, some players might feel compelled to spend more, and they can, and that's where the problem with monetization is if you cannot afford the in-game purchases, especially if they're driven by limited time and exclusive content, it pushes players to want to spend, and this could lead to an unhealthy spending habit and even gaming addiction. I know content creator Gameblade is very big on gambling, spending addictions, and stuff, and I too feel that is an important topic that not just for this game, just all games in general and the gaming industry targets, the addictions and targets these things because that's the easiest way for them to make money. And FOMO, or fear of missing out, is one of the bigger issues of that. When games release time limited content, they're often pressured to participate in making the purchases so that they don't miss out on top 1 ranking, or if whales are competing against each other, one whale, let's say, purchased the time limited event, sometimes it forces others. I say force because it's just human nature. When we see someone doing better than us in a competitive standpoint, we want to accelerate and do what we need to do so we could be competitive versus them. And in these type of games, money speaks very loudly. So it can create a very stressful environment that detracts from a lot of fun of gaming, not just within the player's household, like if they're dealing with things and stuff like that, but it also impacts the community. Because if one person is unhappy, it could end up being a domino effect of multiple people being unhappy, and the loud vocal minority shares this unhappiness as an overall. And it's important as players for us to game responsibly, just as it's important for companies and developers to try to balance monetizations. There are companies that have been gone to court because of how vicious and aggressive they monetize. It's also on our part as players to game responsibly. Just like they say drink responsibly. It's the same thing. It's not as extreme, but it can be to some people. Remember, games are just meant to be fun. So don't let the fear of missing out. Don't let that exclusive hunt of content like push you to do things you don't want to do. At the end of the day, if the game shuts down, if the company moves on, they took your money. You're not keeping those digital pixels. So take that into consideration and understand that for the most part, you're not really owning these digital pixels. You're only renting. And this is I've already spoken about this before, but I feel like with the Devil May Cry collab coming around the corner, and just the topic of pay to win, free to play, and just the topic of money is constantly on the table, because especially with gacha games, how they handle the monetization tends to make or break the game because of the outlook and the view that the player base and the community has on the devs and the publisher. So I just want this to be like a quick video on like a very serious topic that is near and dear to my heart. It's just mental illness as a whole is a very sticky and dangerous hill to climb and process through. There are many various forms of this, and addiction is a very strong one. So I hope that if you are struggling for addictions, there's many help centers out there. Communicate with someone that you trust. You're not alone. Open up about it and understand that you can break past whatever the issue is. That's all for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know, how are you guys dealing with the game? How are you guys feeling about the monetization? Let me know about all that. Comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Stay happy, stay hydrated, stay alive. The Turtle.